corner, a lightweight, it is Byron Wilson.
This event being brought to you by Cherokee Decks. Cherokee Decks making sure that this place also is taken care of. Our guy from Blue Label and Cherokee Decks, Chris, one of the owners here. Byron Wilson makes his way out, 5'11", 155, 22 years of age. The House of Muay Thai out of Norfolk, Virginia, with a 1-1-1. He's ranked 29th here in the Commonwealth of Virginia there, CD.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, and we had talked about the House of Muay Thai having great activity. This is the third and final fight for the House of Muay Thai. Man, it looks like that cornerman's had a tough time managing
That's
all
what
these
I keep
guys.
telling
Right?
you.
He's got
whatever he's doing at the gym, he's getting worked.
Yeah, well, I think chances are good. Look, what probably happened is he probably went out, fought. He got banged up, whether he won or lost. He had some stitches, and then he still comes out here and takes care of his guys.
Yep.
And he's working triple duty, right? It's him, his other coach with him, and then you see the fighters from the past who are coming in and helping as well. It's tough managing fights. You need a whole team around it to get these guys ready, and he's taking care of three virtually on his own with his one coach as well.
And coming all the way up from Norfolk, Virginia, that's you got to get through the tunnel, you got to get up 95, you got to get past Fredericksburg, which makes you want to blow your brains
two
out.
carloads of people, right? Unless he's getting a bus. So
Yeah.
I say all that just because as a coach, I could tell you, man, hats off to him, and everyone he's produced tonight, win or lose, has done really well in my opinion. They've come out professional, they've been well balanced, and whether they won the fight or not, I don't think has been as relevant to their preparation and professionalism.
Byron has never been knocked out. He's lost everything from decision or submission. So tonight could be a different challenge for him as we call the next fighter out. We'll throw it down to JP. JP, take it away.
And fighting out of the red corner
Blue.
in the lightweight division is Byron Wilson.
He meant blue,
Oh,
everybody.
my bad. Sean Murphy.
Byron, you get announced twice here. All right, Sean Murphy's going to fight him. I didn't think Byron was going to fight himself twice. That's all right. I'm a professional. Sean Murphy, 5'11", 155, 27 years of age, out of Locust Grove. He's fighting the Renegade Combat Sports Club.
Yeah, coming out to Dropkick Murphys, which no matter how many times I hear it, just really never gets old. Even as an Italian, it's a hard Irish song, but I appreciate it.
The nose goes with the song, CD.
Now, we was talking about the coach earlier, about him having stitches. Sean's coming out with a black eye. He might have gotten another fight in the back, too.
Yeah. Well, at the least, he was getting some sparring in right before day was over.
He does.
Yeah, it's still a little yellow.
Maybe a couple of them there.
But I'll tell you, man, he comes out of a good gym as well, himself over there at Combat Sports Club in Locust Grove, Virginia. And look, he's 2-0, and the opponent's fighting a former basketball player, a very high-level athlete, played in college, which any collegiate sport, regardless of the division level, that is not easy to do. And that's an interesting challenge. A lot of times in MMA, at the lower levels, you're not used to seeing guys who are such great athletes. It's more guys who might be tough or gritty, or maybe they wrestled, or maybe they did a little jiu-jitsu, a little boxing, they come in MMA. But when you get a guy who's real athletic and has these intangible skills that you're not used to because you weren't playing in those stick and ball competitive sports, it could be a bit of a shock to you those first couple minutes.
Sean Murphy ranked number 9 here in the Commonwealth of Virginia out of Tapology ranking. So let's throw it down to JP. We'll get some official announcements. JP, there's 2 corners.
There are 2 corners, thank you, Kevin. All right, we've got 3 rounds of MMA action in the lightweight division. Our referee, Mike Dolman, fighting out of the red corner from Norfolk, Virginia, fighting for the House of Muay Thai, stands 5'11", weighed in at 155. It is Byron Wilson.
Byron Wilson 5'11", 155, 22 years of age out of the House of Muay Thai.
And fighting out of the blue corner, he weighed in at 155 pounds, stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, fighting for Renegade Combat Sports Club from Locust Grove, Virginia, Sean Murphy.
Sean Murphy's 5'11", 155, 27 years of age. This is an amateur lightweight fight here. It's scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. The referee is Michael Dolman. We'll get the referees out. We'll get JP out. We'll secure the cage and be ready to rock and roll. Now, carrying a 50% finish rate for Sean Murphy, also has a pretty dominant win in his debut. He's 2-0 versus a 1-1-1 as they come out and touch gloves right on top of the CageZilla logo.
Man, Sean Murphy has some very impressive credentials in his wrestling game.
Yeah, 148 wins in high school.
Yeah, and a regional champion at that, but we all know MMA wrestling is a little bit different, but at that kind of skill set or those kind of credentials, you're going to figure it out.
Byron comes away with a winner of this. He's a shot at Jason Wilson, our lightweight champion. So he could be making his way towards the title here for Byron Wilson.
Yeah. And that's exactly what I expected. With the kind of credentials he had coming in wrestling, I was like, he's going to clinch up right away, and he's going to try to drag this fight to the ground and just control position.
Byron on his back. He has some black trunks on with some writing. Murphy on top. He has the white trunks with the black gloves with the blue tape.
Byron is the black guy.
Yeah. Sadiq's helping.
Yeah.
If Sadiq was doing this whole thing, y'all have no problem.
Yeah.
That's all right. I'm not scared, Sadiq.
Strong position here from Sean. It looks like he's trying to isolate an arm, like he's going to look for a Kimura, or he's just content to just stay here and keep elbowing.
Yeah, good side control. You can tell he's got good hips here as well. He's working his way into mount. He went a little bit too low, but I'll be honest with you. Sometimes I prefer half guard for ground and
I was
pound.
just about to say that. To be honest, like, in a few of my fights, I've lost position when I was in mount, when I was like, man, I should just stay in a half guard. Because half guard, I might not have as many tools as I have in mount, but my opponent's not going to be able to just power out of it.
Yeah, and they can't because you have their hips planted. For the listeners, that when you're in that half guard position, that one hip is planted, so they can't explode with both legs, as opposed to mount, where even though you've cleared all of their obstacles, they have access to explode in their hips and getting their hands involved as well.
That's a fact. And what I don't like right now from Byron is that he's staying flat on his back sometimes where he doesn't need to, or where he shouldn't, or he needs to get on his side. But now it looks like he's doing a much better job of getting on his
listening
side.
to you, Sadiq.
Yeah, he's doing a much. Maybe he can hear me.
Which would, for most of these fighters would be great.
That's hilarious because as soon as I said it, now he's doing a great job of being on his side. You know?
And now he's back on his back.
He's like, whatever you say, I'm gonna do.
But to your point, Sadiq, he does. He's got to stay on he got to stay off of his back. He's got to work his knees in. He's got to create a little bit more space here, and he's got to be careful when Sean starts to isolate those limbs, which is what we're seeing. Every once in a while, Sean will attack and try to isolate a limb, and he doesn't exaggerate it. He doesn't telegraph it too much, but he does put himself in a position to start working Kimuras and straight arm locks and things like that.
Yeah, at this point, I would like to see Sean start attacking one of those limbs, you know, because a few times he has been able to isolate it, but he's not really.
Ooh, good rights and lefts from Murphy.
Oh, nice. Byron was able to explode and work his way. Good big slam.
Oh, man.
Now
I thought he was out for a second.
I thought he was out, too.
I thought he was unconscious.
Yeah, now that's a slam. He might be going for.
Oh, look at this.
Whoa.
Byron is Superman.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Hey, I'll tell you what, though. Byron is game. He did not accept that big slam.
No.
And I'll tell you what, like that's how you want to finish that round. Like,
yes.
You know, you got to prove to yourself almost like, yeah, all right, I might go for a ride, but guess what? I'm going to get back up and I'm going to let it fly too.
Here, take a look at this as they make their way back, and right here's the slam, bang, right to his back. And watch this now. Watch Byron come out of this and act like nothing. Oh.
And after that replay, that cut, right after that, you saw Byron just kind of was able to explode out of that position, and then Sean fell off to his side. It was almost like we all couldn't believe what just happened.
Yeah. And like you said, that's the best way to finish that round. Not just proving to yourself, but proving to your opponent, like, hey, I'm still here.
Yep. No, and he sure is. He sure is. And, I mean, I'll tell you, when he hit the ground, it was honestly when he rolled over, I was like, ooh, I think he's out. But then, sure enough, he just snapped right back to it.
All right, we'll get the seconds out. We'll get the gates all closed up. We got to mop up a little bit of water here just to make sure that the mat is just not too slippery. Michael Dolman makes sure everything is secure. And here we go. Start of round number 2. Sean Murphy, Byron Wilson.
From that last round, although we saw Sean Murphy's takedowns was very good, Byron did pretty good when it came to scrambling, you know?
Yep.
So from here on, if I do get taken down, I'm not going to focus so much on trying to jiu-jitsu my way up instead of just working scrambles.
Yeah, absolutely. And look right now what we're seeing. He's now got Sean working towards the outside.
Ooh, that just missed.
Whenever you see head kicks like that miss by just an inch, it's just a matter of time.
Yeah,
it's just a matter of time.
Good right hand.
Oh, man.
Good combinations.
Sean's a little bit out of his element right now. I think he's a little bit too tired to go for a good shot, and he's trying to wait for a clinch. But he's playing a dangerous game being out here in the striking zone with a Muay Thai guy.
And, I mean, he is right in Byron's range, and Byron's not showing any sort of load up. It's just a snap.
Yeah, if I'm Byron, man, I might try to attack on the same side. I might try to throw the same side cross and the same side head kick, you know?
Yep.
Because Sean is overreacting a bit to these feints.
Yeah, he's really angling over. You know, honestly, I'd let those hands go, but just keep your range. You know, you're a little bit taller, you're a little bit longer.
Yeah, Byron needs to let his hands go, man. He could finish these combinations with that head kick and knock him out, but he just has to put it at the end of a combination. He can't start it with the head kick, you know?
Exactly.
If he finishes with the head kick, he's probably going to finish. He got to keep his weight a little lower right now so he doesn't get picked up again, you know?
Yeah.
Sean Murphy got just skimmed with one of those right hands and knew right away that he won't have anything to do with that.
Sean might be a little bit, not rocked, but, you know, is trying to just clear his head of the cobwebs.
Yeah.
Byron landed a lot of good hooks before that clinch.
And now Byron's got that underhook here.
Byron needs to work right away. He shouldn't accept this position at all, because as soon as he accepts this position, you're giving Sean a lot of time to get his composure back.
Yeah.
Because Byron has a big lead in this round. You can't let him get any inch.
No, that's a great point. You know, and you were also touching on finishing with the head kick instead of leading with it. When you lead with a kick, sometimes it removes your ability to immediately follow up your punches right after. It really limits your options. But when you punch and you start backing somebody up, and like you said, Sean's really overcommitting on these slips. He slips the wrong way, and you follow up with that rear leg head kick. All of a sudden now you got him going right into it.
And to be honest, outside of these guys that have been doing Taekwondo since they were kids or something, a lot of guys, all of us, to be honest, a kick is a very telegraphed move.
Yeah.
If anybody is going to be able to see it coming, unless if you put something in front of it to make them blink or to blind them.
30 seconds left to go here in round number 2 with bout number 7 of the amateur lightweight division.
Now
Both these
this
guys.
Is Byron was doing all the work on the feet, but the last minute he's on the ground, so I don't really know who the judges are going to give it to. If I was a judge, I would still lean towards Byron, but this isn't looking very good for him, you know.
Still trying to make some moves from off his back, but like you said, Sadiq, very flat.
And I think Byron was winning this round, but now, you know, with the way it finished,
yeah,
you know,
it's going to be
it's
hard.
close now.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for the judges to pick.
And even though I thought Byron finished that first round really well, all things considered, at the end of the day, I think he probably lost that first round for sure. So, you know, now you got to go back to your corner and say, look, you've had some really good signs here, some good points of greatness, but you better turn into 3 minutes of greatness to get the finish here.
And with how close Byron got with some of those power shots, I think he can find a finish. He just has to put it in between combinations. And when he's going crazy with those hooks, he has to relax just a little bit because he knows something's coming back, a takedown.
Let me put in some of the words here as I'm reading the lips of the second from Byron's corner. He's word for word telling him what you guys are both saying up here. Like, it was word for word. Like, listen, you have to get the combinations going in here, and you have to finish this.
Oh, Byron's hyped up, man. His coach is good.
His coach is so good, man.
And that's what's good about having a coach that also fights, you know.
Yep.
They know the right things to say to you when you're in these kind of situations to motivate you. And I like that. I could feel the energy coming from this corner right now.
Yeah, he was super animated inside the quarter there between rounds 2 and 3, and here we go. Touch gloves right on top of the CageZilla logo. Told Byron he could not leave it up to the cards.
Byron's walking him down now. Byron got I like those kicks, man. If I'm him, take it to the head. Yes. He's
Byron,
good.
he told him right to left, don't stop.
Stay off
there
the cage. He has to stay off the cage. That's perfect.
This one is probably not going to go to the ground here. Byron is probably going to stay on it.
Sean is taking a lot of damage, man. You can see it all over his face.
Oh, that was a good shot.
Byron need to focus on stopping the takedown.
They got to be careful of those.
Focus on stopping the takedown. Don't worry about punching. Focus on stopping. Right here, he has a good chance to pull his foot out. But the longer he stays in these awkward kind of positions, the more of a chance you're giving the guy to finish the takedown. You got to focus on standing up.
Yeah, and, you know, I was just going to say, I thought that was actually a real good shot by Sean because for a second, Byron went to throw the kick, and Sean was just like, I'm going to shoot on it. And Byron ended up not throwing it, so he was back.
If I'm Byron here, I can't stay on my butt.
You got to keep moving.
Yeah, you got to keep moving because now you're playing his game. You're giving him chances to figure out how to finish this takedown. You got to keep on moving. And the guy's a little tired, too.
Can you hit him in the ribs right here? Yes.
Yes, that's a fact.
Start hammering him. He'll get off of you.
But you see what I mean? And now you're going straight to your back.
Push off that head. You got to keep pushing.
Off and work up, work up. Do not accept being on the bottom. Work up. You're better off going to both knees right here. Hey, I like the tenacity from Sean Murphy, though. You know, he was never giving up on that takedown.
Nope, he stayed with it the whole time.
And, you know, there was two things that happened, too, that as he was in on that low single, he took a couple shots that were clear to the back of the head. And obviously, like, it was the first time that it happened, and it wasn't intentional.
Yes.
But those shots hurt so much, and they will throw you off your game almost immediately.
Yes.
You know, so it's one of those things where clearly it was an accident. It happens. It's fighting. But that was something he had to overcome in and of itself.
Yes. Now we're seeing Byron starting to push off the hips, but he has to get on his side. As long as he remains flat on his back here, he's going to be here all day.
Oh,
there we go.
There we go.
There we go. And to be honest, I understand he got into a worse position, but that's better than just accepting defeat on your back. At least you're working on something. And now he has a minute left here to change this transition. Maybe he could try to spin in. Josh has his leg crossed. You know?
Yeah, I know what you're thinking, right? You want to go for that try? Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Well,
I just don't.
it's a dangerous position.
I don't think Byron knows it.
Sean has his leg crossed.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So with your leg crossed right there, you're kind of giving up a old school ankle lock. Yeah. Oh, nice. Now he's on top.
Uh-oh. Now how much time do we have?
30 seconds.
30 seconds.
He's looking for a rear naked. He might actually be under the chin. We can't see it very well, but
he let it go.
No, now he's looking for a TKO finish.
Boy, he's hitting him square on the back of the head.
That's nice. That's how you persevere right there.
He hit him on the back of the head, though.
That's how you persevere.
Wow. What good coach work, man. Look at that. Look at that relationship between fighter and coach.
Yes.
I don't know about those blows to the back of the head, though, fellas. I don't know if we can get a replay on that. But those last two shots, he hit him really hard on the back of the head.
Sean was taking a lot of damage. I understand he's going to be disappointed, too, but that was a good attempt from him, too.
Let's see these last few shots here as he stands up. If Michael's right, those are to the back of the head. It's hard to see with Dolman in the way. Like, he's covering him up. You see him put his hands on the back of the head. I don't know, fellas.
Yeah, it's
Michael
hard
went over
because of the replay. Yeah, the replay is a little bit hard. You can't really see where the punches was landing. But I will say this, though.
Well, look, he's bleeding on the back of his head.
Yeah, the cut man is actually fixing a cut on the back of his head. So sometimes it happens, in between.
But like 5 shots?
Well, here's the thing, too, I would tell you is that what Michael sees that we can't see is the way in which Sean is turning his head.
Yes.
If Sean turns his head while a punch is already being thrown, that's not on Byron's.
Yeah.
That's not Byron's problem.
I got you.
That's something that Sean has to deal with. I actually think the cut might have been from the before because Byron threw an elbow
straight
and again
down.
it was straight down and it looked like Sean kind of turned into it a little bit. But those shots at the end, while tough, you're moving, right? If you're in Sean, you're in fight or flight mode. You're in defense mode. So if you keep moving your head and you're not staying still, you don't have a stationary target for your opponent to hit.
All right, well, looks like they're getting him all cleaned up and ready to go. Looks like we can get Michael Dolman over there to grab some fighters.
Very good showing by the House of Muay Thai tonight.
Excellent. And that corner work there at the third round, Sadiq, you called it real well. Like that cornerman, or his coach, I should say, knows how to talk to him and bring out the best of him. And by the end of that third round, he was jumping up and down, ready to go.
Yeah.
And Sean, who had won the first 2 rounds, in my opinion, at the very least dominated the first, and I thought took the second. He was a little bit more tired, and that'll sap energy, knowing what is about to happen. You're about to fight a guy who's got a motor and who's going to be jumping up and down. Meanwhile, you're still trying to catch your breath.
Exactly.
That in and of itself is enough to tire you out.
All right, let's throw it down to JP and get the official results. JP, take it away.
All right, our winner tonight via referee stoppage at 2:54 in the third round. Give it up for Byron Wilson.
6 seconds. He was 6 seconds away from taking this to the card. Now, I don't know who'd have won, but it would have been a whole lot closer if we'd have left it there for Sean Murphy. But what a great job by both these fighters. Nothing like coming in with 6 seconds left to go in round number 3 of this amateur lightweight bout.